Welcome to my home. I am today going to change the handlebars of my bicycle. I have received new handlebars this week, and it is the weekend, so I can now spend some time fixing this or changing it. And please know this is not a tutorial. I am by no means a cycling expert, bike expert or anything like that. I am a lifelong rider, have had many bicycles, done a lot of the maintenance of them myself, which does not mean that I know everything. Today, handlebars are simple. You unscrew everything, take it off, put the new one on, screw all the stuff back on, you're done, ideally. And you come along for the ride, basically. Let's see how this goes. Now let's get to the exciting bit. I received it in the post. The handlebar I have on this bike is a dead straight handlebar that doesn't have the riser in it. So I wanted a rise handlebar so I can have the handle grips or the hand grips closer to me when I ride. I guess it's this way around. And make my posture a little better. Now the reason why I need better posture, before anybody says, oh, but it's not very sporty, blah blah blah, that kind of thing, which is very true, and all of these things are probably very valid comments. I have found out over the last 3 or 4 years that I need to adapt every bicycle I own to a different seating position than they would usually come with, because I have terrible back problems. And that started about 3 years ago. I used to ride a lot, I used to race, I used to have a race bike and a mountain bike, and I had them in all kinds of aerodynamic positions, and clip-in pedals and whatnot. You name it, I was there. The downside to this is the seating position on these wonderful bicycles, these absolute machines, is so far forward that my back would round, and under no amount of time, say maybe 2 minutes, 3 minutes, it didn't take very long, my back was in absolute agony. And I didn't want to give up riding, so I decided, okay, I need to do this differently. And I changed seating positions and saddles and handlebars, handlebar extensions, and so on and so forth to make that possible. Now the bike that you see behind me is an electric bike. It's on a mountain bike frame. It comes from Decathlon. I'm not particularly rich at the moment, nor was I ever, but let's just say I'm on the toughest budget I have ever been due to Corona. I then bought this bike, sold my car, bought this bike instead, and it's doing a pretty good job. The problem really is that it is on a men's mountain bike frame. It's the smallest, but saying that, still the distance between my seat and the handlebars is very far away, and it used to be a handlebar that was so wide it wouldn't go through any doors. I couldn't take any tight ways through cars and pavements and things like that. It was very, very difficult to maneuver. If you're coming from a race bike background anyway, where the handlebars are very small to make yourself as aerodynamic as you can be, that was like a culture shock. I actually did end up cutting off the ends of the handlebars to make them smaller, so I have a little bit more control, or I felt like I had a bit more control, and get through through doorways easier, because this bike's going everywhere indoors with me. I'm not leaving this outside even if it is locked up with 3 locks. So that basically means I needed to have this done for comfort reasons alone, right? So I cut the ends off, put the hand grips in a little bit closer, yay, job done. But still, they are so far out, and because it's a men's frame, even though I now ended up putting a handlebar extension that I rose up, it's still very far away. Long story short, I bought a riser handlebar, so I don't actually want to make it rise up much more. I'd rather want to bring it a little closer to me so that the distance between the handlebars and my seat is becoming shorter, higher and shorter, but I needed both really, to be fair. I use this bike for work because I need to get to work in different places every day. I have different jobs and I go from job to job. I am a freelancer, which basically means I am constantly on the go. I used to have a car for that. Can't afford a car right now. But I also didn't want to turn up at every job completely soaked in sweat from riding my ordinary bike. So the e-bike was a very good compromise between a car and an actual bike. But believe me, I do prefer to ride an actual bike. So this is the work machine. May I introduce you? Her name is Cougar. Let's get on with things. Now the idea is simple. I'm going to undo all of these things like brake levers, and I have only one easy shift gear lever here on this side. I also have a bell on there and my bike computer, which is important because it tells me what kind of assistance I'm getting from the electric motor. So that is another thing. I need to take all of these off. This should be quite simple, and since I'm already working on the bike today, I may as well give the chain a little clean because my highest gear is being temperamental. It only comes or goes into the highest gear if it wants to. But let's face it, on an electric bike, the highest gear is really what you want, like 90% of the time. So yeah, I want to make sure that this is all cleaned and greased up again. Now looking at these handlebars, they are not as far back or towards me as I wanted them to be, but it turns out it's very difficult to find a 31.8 handlebar with a big rise on it. So I would have wanted it to be maybe another inch or so closer to me. But the ones that I found that did that, the high-rising handlebars, were all a 24.5, and then you would have to wear shims on it, I think that's what they're called, to make them fit onto the fitting for the handlebar stem extension. And I don't know, it just seems unsafe to put something in between. So I then decided I'll try this first, and if this doesn't work, I can still go with another handlebar. And yes, this is a used handlebar. Do not touch your brakes. I put a little bit of this on the forks, rubbed it in a little bit, took the excess off with a towel, I'm just going to lightly spray it over the cassette, very lightly, and then I'm going to use lube, chain lube, to go straight over the chain. Again, I'm going to wipe the excess off just to make sure it doesn't gunk up. Okay, moment of truth. I'm going to try and find out whether this is actually working, at least on the rack. I'm going to go into the highest gear. And it seems to have gone in like butter. One more time. It is in. Beautiful. Way better, let's go. Now let's go and get these handlebars chopped off. So I'm here at the bike shop waiting for the guy who's actually going to chop off my handlebars. I seem to be early, so nobody's here yet, but I hope they turn up soon. Show us your t-shirt. This is my bike shop on 3 Midlands Road in Luton. It's a lovely little bike shop. You can turn around again, thank you very much. Say hi to the camera for us. Excellent, wonderful. Thank you so much. Handlebar grips color coordinated with the rest of the bike. I'm quite happy with this. These are really ergonomic. They're called ergonomic handlebar grips. I have them on the other bike and they are so nice to just rest your hand on because you've got a little bit of surface area. I'm looking forward to going to work this afternoon and trying these brand new beautiful handlebar grips out with a much shorter handlebar where I can also just hang my hands from the end without having to go sideways. So yeah, yay! Exciting! So after a successful morning going to my bike shop, which is in Luton where I live, it's a great little bike shop. They are a father and son team, and they have knowledge, they know what they do. He even chopped off my handlebars. I was worried about the fact that the handlebars didn't rise up high enough, but I actually sit in a much more upright position. My back feels great, so hopefully I get to use it now without feeling a little bit uneasy on it or uncomfortable. Now I'm just going to sit here and enjoy my first cup of tea of the day. It's been a busy morning. So good. I hope you enjoyed that. Joining me along with doing a couple of adjustments on my bicycle with a little help from my bike shop in Luton. Check them out, these guys are great. And cheers everybody. Enjoy your day. Enjoy the last bit of sunshine. It is getting colder. Wrap up warm.